Yes, we did it! 12! Our new high score! Welcome back to another video! Okay, this is gonna be a short tutorial of how to make a chase game in Scratch. In here we are going to be covering the basics of a sprite following another sprite. It is gonna be very basic. We're not gonna have much effect designs and whatsoever. There's not gonna be any mouse trails, any color switching, any of that. But we are gonna be doing some basics. So first of all, what do we need? We need sprites and basically some assets. I have a link in the description to the assets you will need in order to start the project. We have... Okay, kids, when you've done that, we're gonna start actually doing the coding. Okay, a bit of stuff to the player. When green flag is clicked, forever go to mouse pointer. Well, that's a bit boring because in this case we can just move the mouse away from the attacker, and it's pretty boring and it doesn't look cool. So in sensing category we have something called distance to mouse pointer. So we're going to do it a bit differently. Point towards mouse pointer and move distance to mouse pointer steps. Now it's still the same thing, but that distance to mouse pointer can be divided by 2, so it is not following constantly, but it has smooth gliding. Now that's still not good enough. Try experimenting, depends on how you like it. You can go with 5. So now it just moves around like that. Maybe a 10. In this case it's a bit slower, but it's very similar basically. Okay, so now the cat can move anywhere. Anywhere basically. Now the cat can move anywhere on the map. Okay, we're free. Go into Uncle Bitmap, aka aka the enemy. When green flag clicked, we're gonna get another forever cycle. We're going to point towards sprite 3. Well, that's kind of boring. We're gonna name it, okay, good boy. Yes, that's our good boy. Okay, so point towards good boy and move 3 steps. Okay, this still gets pretty boring because at this point we have no progressive difficulty. So we're going to need to have a variable. We are going to call it variable just because I'm not creative. So we're gonna set my variable to 0, move variable steps. Well, since our variable cannot stay at 0 the entire time, we're going to change the variable by 0.01. So eventually, our Uncle Bitmap gets faster. Now, you might be wondering, Mr. Good Boy, make sure for his rotation style to not be all around, because if his rotation style is all around, then he can be backwards like that, and that doesn't get pretty fun. Because, I mean, unless you find it funny, it won't really do much good to you. Okay, so now our good boy sprite, it is going to have something like this. When I receive this has come. Wait, I wasn't typing that. Death has come. Okay, when I receive death has come, then we're gonna do a little thing in our control category, stop all. And now our thing we're gonna call Bad Boy. When I start, no, never mind. Now our bad boy, what we're gonna call him, when green flag is clicked, we're gonna get another forever cycle. And in the forever cycle, we're going to have something, we're going to have an if cycle. If touching good boy, then we're going to broadcast death has come for our good boy. So now what's happening is that the green flag isn't processing things very well. And unless they are originally in different spots, what will happen is that you can't start the game. So if they are overlapping each other, then you can't start the game. Well, after a few clicks you can. So we're gonna get some start positions. We're going to do something like this. So bad boy is gonna originally have this start position, and good boy is gonna have a different original start position. So now no matter where they are at the no matter where the sprites are at the moment you pause the game, when you click green flag, they all restart. And as you can see, no, that was a bit of a mistake. Sorry about that. 0.01 goes just like that. So now we have Scratch Cat and Uncle Bitmap chasing him, aka Good Boy and Bad Boy. So now we have a simple chase game. We got attacked and we press green flag again. He starts at a little point and then goes. But isn't this a full game? No, it's just a little engine. But since we want to make it somewhat like a full game, we're going to do something like this. We're gonna make a variable and we're gonna name it score. Just like that. We are going to set score to 0. And forever, and in the forever script, we are going to put set score to join score and round variable, or whatever you call this variable. Then we're going to click on the score, right click, and we're going to make the score with large readout, just like that. We're going to place it somewhere in the middle. So now we have something like this. And make sure to leave a space in your writing, something just like that. So there's a space between the score thing and the number, obviously. So now you got some score counting. It's not exact, because the one comes half a second or whatever quicker, but it's a little fun game. I'll be covering a bit more advanced topics in my more advanced tutorial on the same game. We're just gonna be continuing with the same project, and obviously please comment below whether you want more platformer tutorials, because I am not sure how many people have been following them, but they did get quite a lot of views, so I'm hoping you guys are finding them useful. Anyways, thanks for watching. Anyways, please subscribe. Follow me at Dmitry1232 on Scratch. I would really appreciate it. For now, just subscribe, leave a like. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.